Hello everyone, it's Shane Kanto, your Wasteland reviewer, and I'm here to review Nightmare, or also known as Mareritet. And this is a new horror film from Norway, and focuses on a woman, Mona, played by Eli Harbo, who is having all kinds of horrible sleeping problems, and like her husband really wants to have a child and start a family. She's on the fence about it, but then as she's sleeping, she's haunted by Mirror, which is a sleep demon, and trying to take over her child. And this whole film is pretty unnerving and uncomfortable. It's a strange balance of, we're in the regular world dealing with some real human issues, like the struggling marriage of hey, shit, are we going to have a family? Are we going to have kids? And having the two spouses in this relationship not being on the same page about that. You have her husband, Robbie, played by Herman Tomaras, slowly becoming concerned about his wife, especially when, in her sleep, she'll attack him and stuff like that and throw things at him. And those kinds of things, it's how long can they push this marriage? And then you go into these dreams and you find this demon who's uncomfortably trying to get close to her in her sleep and all these things. And overall, I think Jertzi Helen Rasmussen, who's the writer-director of this film, who did The Tunnel, which I had reviewed on this channel if you want to check that out, is doing some interesting things in representing this entity there on screen. There's a lot of tension, there's a lot of suspense, there's fear, it's uncomfortable and unnerving. You'll see, Mona, is she having visions while she's awake, or is she seeing, these horrible acts going on? This film is well acted. I think Harbo and Tomaras do a great job of really selling these central characters, especially Harbo, who we get, the point of us trying to get behind her. Dennis Story, who plays a doctor, this man who has all this background on this sleep demon and stuff like that. It does get into that territory of it's a horror movie, they have to find an expert, and all he does is spout exposition, and really that is his character. So this film unfortunately does lean into some of those very tired tropes at this point, but overall does tackle some really deep topics and emotional elements in terms of relationships on the rocks. And we can get behind that. That's relatable, that's empathetic, and that really works. And it also, as this film goes on, you're not quite sure what's real, what's her going through these sleep studies in a coma and stuff like that, and all these things, where this starts going full-blown Inception, are we awake? Are we in a dream? And, it does borrow some things in terms of that from other films, but I think this film has a lot going for it in terms of its cast, its direction. There's some really unnerving moments throughout this film, and they deliver quite impressively. And overall, I think this is a creepy and unnerving little horror film that could creep up under your skin. It's right there on Shudder, so when this is out at the end of September, go give it a watch. But those are my thoughts on Nightmare. Let me know what you think. Let's talk some movies. But thank you as always for tuning in and supporting your Wasteland reviewer.